A day in the life of a butter. Oh shit, wrong one. Edit it out. But it's the blooper reel. It's not perfect. It's free, so it does not matter. Welcome to the audiobook for the Book of Stamps, a comprehensive examination of the war on drugs and poverty in the African American community by me using my real name, Vertina S. Godwin, Veristar Publishing. Production date for audiobook 10/22/2025. Introduction. The Book of Stamps is my narrative of my casual observations while participating in a social experiment. I am the mentee of Cussin Augustus, aka the Cussing Pastor, aka Pastor Raw himself, the baddest man in broadcasting and media in the Mid South. Thaddeus Augustus Matthews. Thaddeus was my veritable, literal godfather. Thaddeus was going to Thaddeus me one way or the other. He was there when I was born because he was a employee of my grandfather. He was our repo man. He was dating a family member. He was always around. And when I was born, to some elderly parents, almost a miracle. It was almost biblical. For my mother was 56 and my father was 71. I was not raised with my siblings. I came up with their children. So I lived at grandma's house. As time went on, from my miracle birth and when they found out that I had clearly superior intelligence, because by the time it was time for me to go to school, being raised up around nothing but elderly people. Oh, I was reading the newspaper, could tell you about the stocks, the baseball game, what's going on in Chicago, the sick and the shut in list. I could get the church announcements, goddamn it. Don't ask me how my day, how my weekend went coming in on a Monday morning in school. Oh, it was something else. I went to a school called Stafford Elementary, which, after interviewing elders for this project, I was told that it was one of the finer schools in South Memphis near what's now the Stax Academy for the children of, the uppity folks around town, so to speak. Looking back in retrospect and nostalgia, you do not know your upbringing until you're exposed to something else, because if you don't have any comparison, you think whatever is going on in your life is the norm. It becomes the standard. So me being raised up in an upper middle class household, what I think we got is what I think everybody got, because everywhere I go, the standard has already been set. Whatever I got, that's what Shannon has over to her house. And when we go over to Mr. Fred's house, Mr. Fred Smith, may he rest in peace and power, his daughters have the same thing. And when I do go around Mr. Ford's children, they have the same thing as I have. So when I go over here, I see things on TV. Oh, Bill Cosby was a thing. The standard had been set of what I was used to until I became an adult and I entered into the workforce of being a public servant and not a government employee, and definitely not an agent of the state. Oh, no, I'm not an agent of chaos. I'm a public servant, elected or unelected. I'm just a liaison. I'm a this, that, and the other. I'm a consultant. Whatever I had to do to assist the people that poured into me with their various everything, and go where I need to go to make a contribution toward humanity. So as the Bible says, let my gifts make room for me. And those godparents, those 2 dozen people that stood up for me, that's going to be on the back page and the acknowledgments when you buy the written version. Oh, they stood up for me my whole life. And along the way, due to various deleterious circumstances, everybody who's had their hand on me during this journey, over 409 people, but those 2 dozen were the most instrumental. But everybody's gone now. I'm the last of the do-gooders. Oh, and I caught it the worst. The very war that I pledged to fight, the very things that I've been fighting and standing up for and using this voice, came home. Oh, the chickens came on the roost, and it was a 10-pound bag of leg quarters, children. Hitting me in the face because I didn't want to go to a dope smoking kickback party at his mama's house. I had some standards for where my children went and what was done around them. Oh, it was a horrible thing. I was already participating in what was a social experiment, and then my marriage became one, and my household a petri dish. Any data that they needed, and if they needed a small sampling or an inkling of daily life, the nigga, the more I became the inspector general. Oh, it became a routine. Got to get up early in the morning to get on the Zoom meeting. Zoom been out for a while, child. It was Skype before then. What's going on? Shit, everything and nothing. Shit, what's going on over there? What you get? What's going on with the bird and the word? What you got going on? What you see? Shit, what a butterfly at? What you flying around pollinating the plants? Because if you know what butterflies do, they're the reason that you have food. What going on, Bumblebee? And then what y'all got going on? What you got going on? Shit, everything and nothing. It's all clear. Look, shit, good over here. Every morning. Oh, I have a little running joke if you follow me on the social media. Oh, I don't be at the meeting every morning with the Lord and the birds, but I guess the screenshots from the cloud or the bird brings me the word. One of them, some of them, it doesn't matter. As long as I get my assignment for the day is all that matters. And if nothing else, then it's just us. I know what to do. Shit, it's a SOP. Keep my head on a swivel and just casually observe everything. And say my prayers and mind the business that pays me. It's going to be all right. I know it is. I serve a God. Who, children? And so I had made a crucial mistake of a mistake with my coot newt, if you will. I married into a family where the mother, the matriarch, wasn't nothing but, I mean, Granny Two Guns, and it was 20 of them wrapped up in a bed sheet in her attic, and they was all ill-maintained and rusty, and they would run around, basically cosplaying people with it. Every now and again, they'd get one chopper, and they've had it passing around the family for 20 years. It is operational. And they've committed so many crimes with that gun, it does not make any sense, I tell you. So the moral of mostly what you see out here, the results of the deleterious and horrible circumstances of niggerdom, it is what it is. Call a spade a spade. There's nothing new under the sun, children, and the Bible speaks upon it. Oh, in history, oh, so many times, so many examples. The Bible says a contentious, ridiculous woman will be the downfall of her household. Do not provoke your children to anger. It says, greet the foreigners and act like you damn got some sense. And beware, be on your best behavior, because among you there might be angels. It said, love thy neighbor as thyself, and do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. It says, do not steal, do not kill, do not go over there fucking around with your homeboy's baby mama. And stop cock checking about that ridiculous ass Hellcat. He upside down in the car notes, and he had to put $3,000 down in his car note. It's $850 a month, and he ain't got no insurance. And them tags is bogus. Ain't nothing to be jealous of. That's a light little infraction, though. It ain't a sin. Just it's unnecessary. You don't know what he went through to get and what he going through to keep up the pretense that he got it. Just stay out that man's business. Mind your own. Black people are the most religious people on the planet. I mean the most religious. For y'all to have that book, you got the nigga giving you directions to skip around and, do whatever. Why y'all don't never follow the directions? of nothing. The recipe we can say put the oven on such and such. You're gonna put that oven on 350, 375 every time, and then wonder why. And this is a euphemism, and the elders or the other boomers gonna holler, and then wonder why your bread ain't done. Your bread ain't done. That's why. And it ain't gonna get done. It ain't gonna rise. Oh, they had all these damn fucking inspirational songs about rising up and anthems for this. Get y'all asses out the street impeding traffic and go in the house and see about one another. It don't take all of this shit. And everything can't be blamed on the white man. He don't live over there with y'all. And every time he see your ass coming, he know it's gonna be some shit. But this has been the introduction. Chapter 1, the first of the month. Oh, you want to see a great niggering? Huh? I got a saying. If the first of the month is on a Friday, 1 plus 5 equals motherfucking keep my ass in the house o'clock time. That math probably didn't make no damn sense, and neither will this one. The first of the month is a festive time. Oh, the grand niggerings, I tell you. It be barbecues. Oh, that's when the bills is due. They get to cleaning up the house on that day only for some strange fucking reason. Oh, the first of the month be lively. Trap be jumping is what they said in somebody's song. But man, let me tell you what also goes on. The vast majority of people, the first of the month, they never give them any enough cash in the first place, but they will give them a shitload of food stamps. It's like they knew. Let me find out that they knew what the hell them folks gonna do, because there used to be a disclaimer on the shit telling you expressly not to sell these motherfuckers. But I found out that you used to have to buy them from the government. That's why they were called food coupons, and that's where niggas get the math from of how to sell them, because they're using the same thing that the government does when they used to sell them. But Memphis niggas always have to go against the grain. As with Cat Williams going across this great nation telling jokes and buying marijuana, I was going behind and buying food stamps for the green room caterers and the hospitality tents. And everywhere in America, food stamps are 50 cents on a dollar, except for in my main land, Tennessee, where they're 50 for the 65, and sometimes as low as 40. But if it's 40, it may be a scam. Which brings me to this live action, something that made it into this actual presentation that was not planned. I have a contract with USDA, Food and Nutrition Services. I am what's the nice way to describe it? A subcontracted food stamp police. If there's any malfeasance involved in the selling or trafficking of food stamps that requires in-depth investigation, contact me. I do any kind of in-depth investigation, especially involving social media and shit, and that you don't want to go over there fucking around with the poor folks. I'll send somebody, or I'll call over there and they just tell me what I need to know. I get the job done. Email me at veristarenterprises@gmail.com. Now, they sells the food stamps, and they trade some for hairdos, which prove, and then it gets toward about the third week of the month. They never buy any staples. They never ever in the history of food stamps, because I have worked in 5 different branches of the USDA involving food stamps over the course of 30 years. I have not seen yet in any iteration of the food stamp program where it was ever done right when it comes to niggas. Oh, the shit that niggas will try to spend a food stamp on is just absolutely ridiculous. And at no level, and this is the poor people, the middle and upper class people reach out to their impoverished relatives to buy the food stamps from them for celebrations like baby showers and weddings that they won't even invite the woman that they get out there breaking a federal crime with to these events. Oh, I have seen a niggering around a stamp. Oh, it just gets so sorted. I have seen so many things back in the days of the food stamp that is on the picture, on the profile picture, on the cover of this lovely book here, where they would come into the local corner store and they had a system. Of course, the nigga was owning the store was the clerk, and it wasn't his store, and the nigga behind the counter was another nigga. But the Iranians and them start getting on the bullshit too. Ain't no way. I know you feel like damn fools, Muhammad and Habib and Arab, and them put your citizenship on the line for niggas, and they wouldn't stop breaking in your fucking stoves. Huh? How that worked out for you? Don't matter. You got your money. You're back in Afghanistan, y'all. You still won. Anywho, the niggas would come in and they would buy something like a bubble gum, children, because that is why when you go into these corner stores, they always have little buckets of penny candy, because it was not the purpose of the fact that the children needed, have pennies and want to, engage in commerce. It's so that people could come in the store, and they would often send the children to buy something for a penny in order to get the change back from the food stamps, because as long as the food, there was a rule. If the paper food stamp was $5 or less, you could give the person the change back in actual cash. It was known as busting food stamps. Oh, Lord have mercy. The feds got tired and said, fuck this shit, and put the shit on a digital card called the EBT card. The first generation EBT cards in America were programmed by a company called Quest. I was a part of the research and development team that was working for the state in order to get those benefits on those cards on those posting dates, whether they were going to do it by case number, your last name, the last digits of your social security number, especially if you, when they say, oh, we'll give you an emergency food stamp applications, and the stamps will be on your card within 72 hours. Or you lost that damn card and you had to call somewhere to get those cards frozen or change your PIN number. I worked in all of those ridiculous divisions. Or if you qualified for some emergency stamps, some fugazi shit went on, your freezer went out, and now we got to replace all of your groceries. Then I was the person who had to go in the little caseload and type in the bullshit and put your emergency supplemental payment onto your cards. Oh, I've seen some places and done some things. And when I entered into the investigation part of it, because of my vast experience of hanging around niggas, I could look through those shits and just look at the shit. I ain't got to go through the whole receipt. Anything you see that says 65, 65, 65, or within, like, Price is Right, they selling food stamps, and kept my ass on back to my desk because I was really the receptionist. But they be in there stumped trying to find the pattern of what they know is food stamp trafficking. All of those purchases to say there's anything even. You never think about the Price is Right, because I'm around the house with them old ass people. The probability of you in my nerd shit, the probability of you engaging in commerce in the same store repeatedly every single day on the same day of the month and spending the exact same amount is 0 point such and such percent of a goddamn hundred. They trafficking food stamps in the store, man, is in on it. Can I go to lunch now? Yes, unit secretary. Oh, I'd make the police's and the investigators' lives lively and wonderful in the offices. Yes, I would. Oh, the first of the month. Oh, why, the Bone Thugs and Harmony, because they knew I could sing, and we was coming into that ratchet area, all of us young investigators. And I'm going to make this entertaining for those of you for the audiobook. Oh, the printed people, they'll have a QR code on the back where they can come watch this later. Oh, I'd bust up in the building every first of the month and hit it like the Bone Thugs and Harmony. Oh, would get sick of my shit. But I kept the office entertained. I didn't come up in the workplace keeping up shit. It's the first of the month. Chapter 2, Families First. Oh, the welfare check. I do not understand why the welfare payments in America have not been adjusted for inflation, but the COLA on SSA has. Families First is what the state of Tennessee called their TANF, or it's called something different in every state, but it's the welfare check, the cash payments. They give $142 for a child, but when you have the second kid, they only give you a hot 40 more dollars and $40 for each child after that. Maybe that's why they sell that Virginia ham sandwich for $40. We'll explore that on them down in the times in depth. But they don't give them enough cash. And just now are there pilot programs to allow people, impoverished people, to purchase the things that they truly need with these food stamp and government benefits. So now certain states have a supplemental program, but it's through the health insurance instead, but it's all one agency with the feds, the Department of Health and Human Services, where they'll be able to buy toiletries and baby diapers and maxi pads and tampons, and that should have not taken 70 years or however long it is with food stamps for them to even finally realize that. But it finally came about. Lord, hallelujah. But they never give them enough cash to begin with. That's a problem. But when they do get the cash, I have seen people camp out at ATM machines in dangerous neighborhoods with children feet away to retrieve money, and they get it all out from them welfare checks. And it's always some low count man, and 9 times out of 10, some flip flop slides with his pants down around his ass, booty dicking some bonquisha at the ATM machine. Oh, them niggas, I mean, they have them heifers at them machines before the clock strikes 12, goddammit. I said, goddamn. I've seen drug deals. I've seen it go so fast to where the man pulls up, gets out, booty dicks the girl at the machine, walks out of the little pavilion, walks to his car, sits in the damn thing before she could get some more money out of the machine. Here come the dope man pulling up, and they doing the pass off in the parking lot. Now they're sitting there for a few minutes and they can't pull off because now they fixing to hit the dope. I says, God damn. And the whole time the children are in the back of the vehicle. I've seen some things. Now in the age of fentanyl and these other drugs that are depressants, so many people are just in these parking lots of retail places just flopped out, and the children are just sitting in the back of the vehicles. Oh, Houston, we have a problem. There's a problem down in Houston. We'll talk about that more in depth. The first of the month, I mean, they tried to stagger it, even trying to overlap from the SSI checks, because you can tell the level of service that someone receives by when they receive their payments from the government. Chapter 3. Anti-Social Security. If they receive a check from Social Security on the first of the month, that means that their asses did not have enough work credits to receive a worker's pension from that agency. If they receive one on the third, that means that they did. But they are still impoverished. So they know 9 times out of 10, if they receive one on the third, they receive one on both. Those are mostly the elders. Disabled single folks and children are the first. Everyone else that's a decent, respectable worker that got some time put up in that agency on that record. And they know that you do not have to live hand to mouth from first to first and get them bills paid. Your mortgage is probably due on down in the month. You get your payments on a Wednesday, according to your Social Security number. There's a process to it. The average Social Security payment in this country for a disabled child is somewhere between $700 and $900. For the average disabled citizen with no history of working, it's round about the same thing, unless you live in a high cost of living state and the state kicks in an additional payment. But we're talking federal. Most elders don't receive more than $1,300 a month. because a lot worked for many years, but they worked jobs that were not reporting, so they're just giving them basically courtesy credits based on life experience because they know that they worked. There's historical data and evidence to prove that they worked wherever the person did not report their earnings, so they still let them get their payments. Either way it goes, none of that money is really enough to live out of, especially if you don't have supplemental income, work for real, someone with a pension or plan, thusly knowing you were going to get old one day and want to sit your ass down and enjoy life. That's why other cultures' dreams are to retire at 50 and 45 because they know that the word says you only get three scores and 10. And they want the last score and they change to themselves and not have to get up every day and be beholden to somebody. But for a score and a time, that's 30 years, people. For a score and a time, black people have sat here for 30 years is how long public housing was pervasive during the time of this experiment with these reparations called the faith-based initiative, yet still received government benefits at alarming rates, committed crimes, and did dastardly things that meant that giving you your reparations was not going to help. You all have gotten to a place of godlessness to where do you deserve any assistance? What have you all done to deserve the goodness and grace of God, assistance from the public, the government, charity, and anyone else? Look at how you've behaved. Now, this same chick that I mentioned earlier, there are people who will leave their elders, and I mean downtrodden conditions, for 29 to 30 days of the month. But oh, come check day, and um, that way come and see about mama. You come to shake this woman down for her money. And the worst of the worst will move into the homes and impose upon the elders. And now that 1,300 has to take care of as many as 6 to 10 people. There should not be abject poverty in nowadays, but these are able-bodied people who move in the house, and mud deal still need a caregiver. But when her check comes, the caregiver, you ain't getting skip today. We'll take your issue out, mama, and take a cash a check so we can all sit here and get high. And sometimes the old elders be in on it. There's an elder whose name, and we'll call her BB. Old Miss B lived out in the outskirts in the woods and weeds of Millington, Tennessee, in a house that started out as a delightful, lovely thought. Oh, she had a marriage from the days of antiquity. Her brother is still a well-known, well-respected real estate agent today in Memphis. When she got ready to get married, her family gifted her gifted her 3 acres of land. Her husband at the time was a mill worker over in North Memphis at a place called Firestone, and then he worked at another factory. But in his spare time of getting drunk and hoe-housing up and down Firestone and Danny Thomas, this man, as he could get and afford the materials, went and built this bitch a house with his own 2 little hands like a goddamn pig from the story. And apparently this man was a decent craftsman because that house is still where it stands today and would still be in decent condition had his descendants not abandoned the motherfucker, left it dilapidated, and put the land and left it in his dead wife's name so they don't have to pay the taxes. How many damns did they give about their daddy's love and labor of love and legacy? But he did it still. It started out as a decent deal. His thoughts was in the right place. for his wife while he did all of this stuff for this woman and then was working two jobs to support her and a gaggle of kids. I think he had about six by then, at least four. Because she said she lost some. She just couldn't remember how many. When she had four living at the time that I interviewed her. She was my step grandthought-in-law. The niggas, step niggas met me. And I asked her, I says, Granny BB, now you was doing what, girl? Oh, child. And he go to work, he worked two jobs and I work for the school. I get off about 1, 2 o'clock and I go up and down to the Jug Johnson, just fuck who I want. Oh, I throw that pussy round and round on the bar. And this is what his grandmother told me. Because I've been in radio for so many years, I'd done a commercial drop for WDIA advertising a tacky event at one of the nightclubs that she used to throw her coot noot around at. And it was called the Black and White Affair. And when I came off the air one morning, she called me, she said, "Oh, yeah, that was a good show." She was a frequent caller to Bobby OJ's show. And she had to go to CC's to the Black and White Affair. Oh, we got it together for her. We took her out for the night. They put her up in the club, and I mean, they put her in the VIP, and they let her make a movie in that bad boy. They put her in the middle of the floor and put on Usher's Bad Girl, and a bunch of hoes come out, went to dancing around, and let her flop that coot dude around. The footage was supposed to have been a part of the audio visual for this program, and it will. Thanks to AI technology, oh, the times will catch up with your children. Just wait on the Lord. Oh, the grandmother, the matriarch of that clan, I mean, she did the most everything. But her house was where they would all go when they felt a little frisky in the bloomers and want to know each other in the biblical. Because as the uncle said, nickel, nickel, penny, penny, family pussy, good as any. I says, my God. Ooh, let me call Jed and get Yon the fuck away from here. I got to get to Beverly Hills somewhere, anywhere. I get on away from here. And so I went to Atlanta. Chapter 4. Let me hold something, mine. Oh, you cannot have the appearance of prosperity over there. Everywhere you go, in niggerdom, you're always going to run into somebody who by their own mouths and hands declares and decrees that they are indeed fucked up. And they want to hold something, always. No matter what it is, they wants to hold it. Man, let me hold something. Man, let me get a couple of dollars. Man, let me catch a short. Damn, you want to have smoked on cigarettes? Here, I'll give you a fresh one. Oh, don't start that shit. Every time they see you, screws me. I says, is this the Christmas tale? Is Marley about? Where are the three ghosts? What do you want? You got an extra cigarette. I says, let me check my purse. No, it appears not. The manufacturer only put 20 in the box this time, and it appears that I only have 9 left, and I think I need all of those. They have to last me the rest of the week. Because even when I smoked and ruined my voice like this, I only smoked a pack of cigarettes like every 9, 10 business days. Until there was niggles. But everywhere you went, even the most people that you think got their shit together are running around the offices, borrowing money from co-workers and never repaying the debts. They're in debt to the payday loan people. Their everything is just behind. And everywhere you go, no matter what the socioeconomic status is of the person, they always want, I got going on, big money, let me hold some. And sometimes that's even the preacher. I had never seen such. Oh, no matter, children. Oh, them commoners know how to dress it up. Yes, they do. They know how to put their shit on for the city. Oh, they know how to put it on, baby. Chapter 5, Corporate Sponsorship. Everything in niggerdom got to be designer. Oh, if it ain't Gucci, Louis, motherfucking Prada, if it ain't Jordans and Nike and this, that, and the other, it ain't shit, let them tell it. And these are the same people who have nothing, like Whitney Houston. They might as well be dead, and they are in a form, way of fashion. They let fashion dictate and rule their lives. Nothing is good enough for a nigga if it does not have a label. No matter how ridiculous the shit looks, they wants to buy it. The bigger the label, the bigger the logo, oh, they're going to buy it. They're going to copyright infringe. They want it so bad. They're going to manufacture bootleg goddamn clothing. You got enough talent to do graphic designs. Why in the fuck would you copyright infringe? Why not make a logo of something else and say inspired by? Or better yet, why not contact them people and ask for a licensing agreement and permission? It never happens. Oh, but Disney and the NFL makes these bootleg cake bakers and copyright infringers stand up and break bread. If you got that much talent, find your own way. What in the hell you so cock checking Louis Vuitton for? Latasha Johnson ain't good enough for you. God damn it, you can't do shit with the LJs. You got to have Gucci. You don't think shit of a motherfucking original. You is not Dapper Dan. You can't get away with that shit. Plus he asked for permission. Plus he called them custom art pieces and they was exhibitions. Y'all don't even know how to do. It's a way you can do shit. It's a way to do everything. But then niggas don't know how to do business. Everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody wants to be the CEO. Oh, and this LLC boom during the coronavirus COVID with all these boot camps or master classes of being this, that, and the other mogul. Oh my God, what a ridiculousness that it was and is for the feds. The things that it takes to run a business is the reason why successful businesses are run by people who have degrees in that shit. That's why most businesses fail within the first couple of years because the average person does not have the resources to live and live their dreams simultaneously. But no one wants to invest in another chicken wing shack. No one wants to invest in anything tacky. And that's all they ever come up with, the same recycled ideas. I thought y'all were the masters, the creators, the muses, the wonderful people. The Willy Wonka said the dreamers of the dreams, the magic makers. And that's all niggas gonna keep getting is chicken wing shacks and plantation platter motherfucking bistros with grass walls now. We're gonna get the same everything, just the shit that's been killed you repeatedly. We're gonna keep on going. No. And then you will never pay your taxes. You won't pay your vendors. You won't pay your employees. Right? Goddamn niggas. At least when you had your own restaurants before and got integrated, you begged for integration. You see how that went. Y'all don't give a damn much fucks about yourselves. You're ready to feed each other low grade, subpar, just anything. It ain't like you ain't got access to it. There's no reason why niggas shouldn't control the farm to table, motherfucking plantation platter goddamn industry. Much as a nigga love a collard green, a pork chop, or a sweet potato, and all that fuck shit. What the fuck? But you know who does? The people who make plantation platters and don't put all the cheese, grease, and motherfucking bullshit, the ones that pay their taxes, employees, and as the man on Twitter said, how come, college educated, how come white folks don't sell plates And the white man told him, because we got enough credit, good credit, and our friends got credit, and we gets in as investors and opens up a restaurant. And Billy went to culinary school and he gonna run it. And Twitter hooted. And then they flipped on the goddamn man like he was the problem. Oh my goodness. Stay tuned for parts chapters 6 through 10. Jesus have mercy.